What if I told you there's this invisible force that shapes every single decision you make, every emotion you feel? Well, that's exactly what we're talking about today, your beliefs. Think of them like a lens, right? A lens that filters everything you experience, your fears, your hopes, and how you make sense of the entire world.
No, really, let's just sit with that question for a second. What if the reality you see every day isn't, the absolute truth? What if it's just one version of it, a version interpreted through a lens you might not even realize you're wearing? So we're going to call this filter the belief lens. It's this invisible framework built up over your entire lifetime from all your experiences, your culture, your upbringing, and it just automatically gives meaning to everything around you. It's basically the default settings for how you see the world.
Okay, so where does this lens even come from? Well, here's the crucial part. We don't consciously choose it at first. It's actually built for us, long before we even have the ability to question any of it.
Honestly, our beliefs are socially constructed. It's kind of like software being downloaded into our brain's operating system from the moment we're born. Our family tells us if the world is a safe place or a dangerous one. Our culture, the media, they repeat certain stories over and over until they just feel like facts. All these things build our lens, creating these filters that make certain things pop while leaving other things completely in the dark.
And here's the catch. While these default lenses help us get by, a lot of them, well, they're built on a foundation of fear. They tend to operate on this principle of scarcity and division, and that creates a very, very specific kind of worldview.
I mean, just look at the contrast here. The fear lens, which is our common default, it sees a dangerous world where you have to pick a side. Its core belief is that some people are in and some are out, which, always leads to creating enemies and division. But a trust lens, that offers a totally different path. It sees a world just full of opportunity, and it's built on the belief that we all share some kind of deeper unity. The result isn't division, it's connection.
And this brings us to a really powerful idea. You are not stuck with your default settings. You can actually build a better lens. You have the ability to consciously, intentionally craft a new way of seeing the world.
So how do we actually do that? Well, here's a practical 4-step process. First up, map your current lens. Really ask yourself, what does my way of seeing the world highlight? And maybe more importantly, what does it hide? Second, anchor yourself in a core truth. Find a single non-negotiable belief you can test everything else against. Third, test it by its fruit. Does this new lens actually produce things like courage and connection? If not, it's time to tweak it. And finally, and this is the most important part, practice. You have to intentionally use your new lens every single day.
To really see how these steps work in the real world, let's walk through a specific, really powerful example of a crafted lens. We're going to call this one the all-included lens, and you'll see exactly how it applies that framework we just talked about.
Okay, here it is. This is the anchor, step 2 in our process. Every person is included in God's love for creation, no exceptions. This becomes the foundational truth that every other belief gets tested against. It's absolute. No one gets left out. Not the murderer, not the doubter, not even the saint. Everyone is held equally in this love.
But look, this is more than just a nice idea, right? What happens when you actually put this lens on? How does it physically change what you see in your day-to-day life?
The transformation is, it's profound. Where the old fear-based lens saw enemies and outsiders, the all-included lens reveals siblings from a shared source. Where the old lens believed some people were just disposable, this new one insists that no one is. It completely shifts your focus from all the division to seeing the connections and the restoration that's already happening. Strangers become family.
So, what's the takeaway here? Ultimately, beliefs are not these fixed, unchangeable facts about the world. They're powerful tools. They're lenses that we can choose, that we can polish, and that we can refine to better reflect the world we actually want to create and be a part of.
So the real question then isn't really about what you currently believe. It's about what you're going to choose to believe from this day forward. Your perspective, that's your power. The only question left is, what lens will you craft?